I'll sit down here.
Can you see it all then?
Yeah.
I bet.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Taping you idiot?
Now, where shall we begin? This is August 13th, Saturday, 1988.
And you're home from Arizona.
And I'm home from Arizona.
And
Visiting.
And you're just bugging. I mean, you just come out.
To bug you.
To bug us.
Exactly what you're doing.
No. No.
Yeah.
And you come home.
We're compiling our family history.
Oh yeah. That's a short
What are you doing?
Our short live one.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Let's go way back. You were born first, Dad. When's your birthday?
You don't remember.
I'm so old.
Not sure. It was January 18th or 19th. Well, according to the records, really, right?
Really?
He's not really sure, right?
18.
Of course, you celebrated your birthday
Always on the 18th.
in February when you were a kid, didn't you, or something like that? Or I mean, you didn't even you got it corrected later, right?
Yeah, when we went up to get our license to go to Europe.
Yeah, but no, you were celebrating your birthday in January by then, but
We were always on 18th, but when we found out, when we were getting our passports, that's when we found out it was on the 19th.
yeah,
But we just continued the 18th.
right. So you were born in 1922.
Yep.
And on River Street. What was the address on River Street? Here in Albert Lee.
606.
606 River Street? And that's where you were born, huh?
Right.
Who was there when you were born? Grandma Nellie, obviously.
I think so.
Yeah. Let's hope she was there.
Better be.
But there was somebody, Grandma told me there was other people there when you were born helping or something.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah?
I don't remember. It
Some
was 10 o'clock in the morning,
or
they
something
said.
like that, or
Oh,
10 in the
Ella?
morning?
Ella
10,
Fonz
10,
was? Really?
yeah, 10 o'clock in the morning.
I thought was Ella Fonz was there?
She might have.
Grandma Nellie told me that there were other people helping.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay. I don't remember that.
you know. And then you had an interesting story about chickens. Only you can tell that story.
That's the blackmail.
No, you got to
Well,
tell
he
that
was a
story.
naughty kid.
Yeah.
He's a naughty kid.
Yeah, you. Go ahead, tell the story. You and your brother Elton. This is as hard as getting information out of my kids.
He was a chicken lover.
Oh, no.
No. Poor chicken. He was just a mean kid.
Well, it had to do with you were chasing chickens.
No.
Oh, you were over.
No.
Where were you even? Where was this at?
They lived on River Street.
Lives.
This was
No,
at,
no.
you were on a farm, I thought, or
No.
something. Oh, it wasn't that either.
No, it was on Newton Street.
I knew them.
Dad had the horses up there. Remember I told you that barn we
No,
went
I thought it was
by?
down on River Street.
No, sir, it was on Newton.
Oh, okay. That's new to me.
And Dad had the horses underneath this barn, a walkout basement barn. And Dad was tending the horses for the milk route. And Ellen and I went upstairs to look at chickens. We looked at chickens.
That's not all you did.
A couple days before, Mother talked about setting hens. And we thought setting hens were the ones that just set put. We got a hold of the chickens and they wouldn't set, they wouldn't stay put. So then we just went to work and cut the legs off. And we took another one and didn't do it, so we cut the legs off.
Isn't that terrible?
Took another one and it didn't do it, we cut the legs off. We got the 6 of them. We didn't run away, you know. Dad went home, we all went home. After supper, Charlie Helen and the policeman come. And he says, Tom, he says, your boys,
I was thinking.
he says, your boys cut chicken legs off of chickens. Dad says, what are you talking about? Boys, come out. We was underneath the table. And he come out and And he said, boys, what was you doing this afternoon? Nothing. Charlie said, you cut chicken legs off. Yeah. Oh, and Charlie said, why did you cut the legs off? Well, they wouldn't set.
Isn't it? Poor chicken.
So Charlie began to laugh, but he couldn't, he had to hold it. So then we went to work, and Dad got out the billfold, paid for the chickens.
Was he a milkman then?
Yeah.
When did he get out of the milk route and get into the coal business?
He was in the milk route before he was into coal business.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But when did he get it? Well, you were how old about when he switched?
You mean just for the coal?
Mm-hmm. Or did he do both for a while?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah?
Father took care of the coal yard until 2 o'clock in the
really?
afternoon. No, noon it was. And then Dad come down and took care of it.
We did both at the same time.
For a while. Run them both.
Hmm.
I'm guessing about 1932, 33.
Oh, really?
We quit the milk route.
Hmm.
And then he went into the coal business. That's what he did.
Then you moved out on the farm now.
Yeah, 19.
When did you move out on that farm on west of town?
I can't remember now.
Is that by Graceland Cemetery now across from Graceland?
Yeah.
Dad used to plow all that plant coal.
All
half
those
the
where those houses
cemetery.
are and everything?
Yeah.
Half
Oh, the cemetery too?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Dad
Where
owned
the,
that.
Well, Graceland Cemetery was just that smaller, older
Yep.
part then, huh? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
I used to plow and cut hay with that.
Oh, really? Where he's buried now, huh?
Yeah. Not where he's buried. A little bit, that road that goes.
You know
Yeah.
that road that,
Everything
the
west.
new,
Oh, mm-hmm.
that was all hay meadow.
Mm-hmm.
I remember.
Was that highway still there then, or?
Mm-hmm, it
Yeah,
was,
but it was very narrow. It was
Yeah.
only-
yeah, and it was Highway 16.
Oh,
Now it's just old 16 now. But that still goes to Sherburne. We still used to take that when we drive back and forth to Sherburne.
yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Did that for 11 years, skating, driving back for all.
Mm.
That was in,
We were in Sherburne what years? They were-
from 49 and probably till 60. When did we build? 58. We skated right up until we had the rink downtown. I mean, till we built. That would be in 58. And
You built the rink in 58?
Yep, and we started in 59, so.
It was 36.
Mm.
So from,
So 2 from 8 to 6, right? That's 36.
So 58? Mm.
yep,
All of 58.
we built it, but we didn't, we opened it in 59.
Oh, really?
No.
Was it fall of 50? Yeah, right. Fall of 58.
Yeah.
We bought our house out here in 59.
We started, I think it was around the last of October, 1st of November. We started.
Didn't weren't we open for Thanksgiving down there? Yeah.
So you're open before Thanksgiving
Right.
in 58?
Right, 58, that was.
And then we bought this place
59.
a year later. Come out, Thanksgiving, just, we had it.
We had a Thanksgiving dinner out here. I remember, I think Wes and Ruby came home that night too.
I think so.
In 58?
No, 59.
Oh, 59.
We bought this here, and we had a Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, I vaguely remember. Yeah, I remember that. I remember, I think our first
See,
Thanksgiving.
how old were you been then? You would have been 6 years old.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
Been here a couple of years, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about the only one. I remember Fountain Street, but
So, yeah.
yeah. But
Wayne,
it's
I think, reminded,
limited.
no, like Wayne, he remembers
he considers Fountain Street his home
yeah,
more than this one.
more than this, because he was only here for about 2 years.
Yeah.
And then he left.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, so this is more, you've grown up here with more memories here than we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, this is basically all my childhood here. I mean.
Right, which was very short.
No.
Black Bears.
Well, you didn't come out here until you were
59.
6 years old.
You're 12
And
years.
then you left when you were
Seemed like a long
18.
time.
8 years is all you was.
No, it's 12.
12? Oh, okay, 12, yeah, right. Oh,
But they were a long 12 years when that age.
I suppose.
I mean, that's your formative years, you know.
Yeah.
Years go faster when you get older.
Oh, do they?
Yes.
Tell us about it. Oh,
That's when you get irish, you don't want it to go fast. That's when they go fast.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
But I'm anxious to sell a house here now and move out to Arizona. See what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been nice, and the home has been nice and everything. But I'm very happy, very satisfied to move now, being we got the building blocks
Yeah.
and being going into something that's kind of be proud of, you know, healthcare back
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's something
Yeah.
that will last, and I'm sure
Yeah.
they'll keep it improving it
Yeah.
every year, you know, each time. So
And
hopefully,
it's probably not going to go out of business in a while.
no, I don't think so.
Mhm.
I
Hope
think they have 4 doctors now, and they are going to hire 2 more.
Mm.
So there will be 6 doctors now.
Mm.
And I didn't realize there was such a big demand
Mhm.
for a bag and cardiac. Did not.
Mm.
So it should be interesting to see how it progresses. Yeah, we come back up here in a few years and see what's going on.
Mhm. Well, let's see. You were born November 18th, 1925 in Des Moines.
Well, we can kind of forget that year. That's
And you
all
were-
I'm saying.
what exactly was Bill doing down in Des Moines at the time? Do you remember? Don't even know?
Unless he was in the detective,
Oh, that could have been
I
railroad.
think, pretty much he was that,
Yeah.
as long as I can remember, he's always been in the railroad detective agency,
Mm.
whatever they call them.
You know, I was reading that one letter from Bill again when he got out of Stillwater Prison in 1932, and it was to Grandma, Mandy. And one of the things he said in there was, he says, I'm still glad to hear you love me.
Bullhorn.
That's kind of a strange...
No, I don't think. First, Mom, Mom never said a
No,
bad
she
word.
never did say a bad word about
Never
it. No.
did she say a bad word
Yeah.
about him. Never. I used to get so...
Do you remember Cousin Iva down in... You met
Yeah.
her too, right?
Yeah.
What was she? How old would she be now? How old was she then? Would she be
Right.
living?
No.
No.
No, I think she's dead because she was already crippled in bed then.
Because, you know what's really weird is, I went through a long time ago, when we were still living up here in Minnesota, I made some photocopies of Walsh's in the Kansas City phone book that they have at the library. I don't know what year that phone book was, but it wasn't that old. It was at least probably an 81 edition or something, like 82. And it was a Joe Walsh. Did she have a child? Did she have, I don't ever have her ever saying that she had a child, but yet she was Mrs. I know she was a Mrs. But she signed Mrs. Iva Walsh, doesn't know.
Yeah.
So I know she was married. And I noticed that her address was,
Independence?
yeah, no, it was 13121. Well, anyway, the street address, I forget what it was now, but the street address was the same one as this one at Walsh in a phone book.
Oh,
And the phone number was the same that you had written down on that.
oh really?
So I tried calling it,
That
and
must have been a lady that came to Dad's funeral then. That
no. Who? Oh, well, Iva?
No, not Iva.
No.
This other old lady that came.
I don't know, Mom. Everything was in such...
So there was some-
Was that telephone number from Independence?
It was the one that Iva Walsh had. The
That's
same phone number as
Independence, so it
hers.
had to be Independence because that's where she lived.
Yeah. She seemed like she really liked you and really seemed really neat.
She was a nice lady.
Yeah.
What I saw,
But she
right?
didn't have any children that you knew of. And,
Not that I know of.
Well,
Cousin Iva and,
that-
who was,
There was a daughter.
there was a daughter, but the cousin,
That was the one that was crippled up, wasn't it?
that's Iva.
Oh, that's
Okay,
right.
there was
Well,
the
who
old
that
lady.
older gal?
That was Jane.
Oh,
Aunt Jane.
Aunt Jane,
That's it.
that's Bill's sister.
Bill's sister, right.
That's the one.
Right, oh, it's cousin Iva.
She was born in 1867.
She was a nice lady.
Yeah.
Very nice
You
lady.
remember her too? Huh?
Yeah.
Gosh, I wish I would have known people.
Yeah,
That was nice.
She died right after Bill that same year
Right.
in 54.
Right.
She was a very nice lady.
Hmm.
Can't be, I,
Wasn't anything like Bill.
Really? Hmm.
or she, I think at one time too, she said, when we were down there, she said you have had a hard life with.
Yeah. Well, you know those letters that Iva wrote? They're all saying, basically, they just don't know why Bill's the way he is, and
Yeah.
this and that, because they seem like such a bunch of nice people. I mean, they commented,
Well,
you know, you guys and,
Bill is Bill.
yeah.
Can't take much out of him, you know. He's
Yeah.
fine, you know.
Do you remember anything much about Bill?
Not much.
That
He was a big guy.
Tall,
Big guy. When you walk with him, you run.
Oh, you run. You literally run.
Mm.
He was just walking.
No, he was a ladies'
When
man.
was the first time you met him, Dad?
When we took the
When we
bus.
took the bus down.
That was in 60s, 1960? That was the first time you ever met him?
That's right.
Right.
Wow. When was the last time you saw him?
For the
I
funeral.
mean,
Funeral.
but
Oh,
I mean,
no,
you saw him in 64 when you went down there that
Yeah.
one time. But then you saw him before that, how many years had it been before you saw him before that? Long time?
no, we went down there. We went down there
After you
before.
were married, or?
Didn't we go down there
We
before
took
the
the
kids were
car
born?
down once. I know we took the car down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you went and visited him in 64 because I've got letters
Yeah.
after, you went
Right.
down to check about his will or something, to see if he had a will, and I guess that really pissed him off.
I did?
I don't
No,
think so.
Mom.
I don't think
To
so.
see if he had things in order.
Oh, when he died.
No, before. Because the letter
No,
I have
yeah,
from Cousin
I-
Iva,
But I think what I wanted to know was that he had, you know, what is
Mhm.
he gonna do when he
yeah,
dies?
mhm,
I didn't know. I mean, you know, what are we supposed to do?
yeah.
I don't ever remember doing
Yeah,
that.
I think so, Dad. I think I remember that.
Because
I
the
don't
letter I
remember
have from
seeing
Cousin
that.
Iva says, I guess you must have had a fight with him then. Did you, or,
No, I don't think so.
no? Well, he must have made
Of
it
course,
sound.
I was upset with him anyway, because he married this woman, blind, and he waited on her hand and foot, but
Mm,
Mom, he never did nothing for her.
Mm.
Just cleaning her.
mm,
Mom was always supposed to
yeah. But anyway,
water on the bridge.
Cousin Iva said something about she didn't understand why he was upset because after all, you're his only children and you ought to know
That's right.
what was going on with him, you know.
Well, he certainly wasn't going to leave nothing, I know that. In fact, he even wrote and asked us for money. King.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
well,
So you were raised alone by Grandma.
mm-hmm.
Where all did you live when you were a child?
We lived up at the old Reborn Hotel. Mom was a chambermaid there. We lived there until Grandma got real sick, and then we had to go home.
What was she
Moved.
sick from?
Cancer.
Oh, Grandma Anna.
Grandma Anna.
Ballheim.
You're right.
And then you
We had to go home and
took
take care of
her.
her. Mom did. She had to take, and then after Grandma died, then she stayed on because Grandpa didn't want her to move.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I want you to stay here and live with me and take care of me.
Mm-hmm.
So Mom, that's what she did. She stayed there and took care of Grandpa.
And he died in 48, I think,
Right.
right? Or, hmm.
Yeah.
And Grandma took care of him. And
Yeah.
so you basically just lived at the Reborn
That's
Hotel
right.
that you can remember and then at home
Reborn and down there, but I
on
know.
510 Raymond.
Yeah, but when I was a little kid, we used to live in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And I remember Mom kind of once in a while was talking about living on Selby Avenue,
Oh, yeah?
but I don't remember.
You don't remember the house or anything?
No. But I remember her talking about it, saying that we lived on Selby. Now, Beatty has told us she remembers when we lived up there.
Yeah. Hmm.
But I don't.
Hmm.
She remembers how they used to come over to our house.
When you fell into the fire, where was that? Was that up there?
Oh, no, that was on Raymond Street.
Well, that was on Raymond Street.
Yep, we were West and us, we were all, had a bonfire out there. And someone come out and told us we had to put the bonfire out. So I went and got a bottle of water, and I was going to throw the water on there, and I went in with the bottle.
Hmm.
Got on fire, caught on fire. Yeah, oh yeah.
And who was it that pulled you out?
Minnie Jacobson and Ada Everson.
Hmm.
And they pulled me out, and Mom was working, of course.
How old were you then?
I must have been about 4 or 5.
Oh. Hmm.
Maybe, yeah, about 5. Chill part.
Hmm.
And I got my hands burnt and my knees.
Hmm.
And Minnie, they took, give me first aid, because I think Ada was a nurse, so she took home first. They bandaged
That
me all
was
up.
Helen Christensen's mother?
Not Helen, Earl Jacobson's,
Yeah.
yeah, his mother,
Oh.
and Mary Lou Everson and Margie Everson's
Oh.
mother.
Hmm.
Yeah. In fact, we stopped out and talked to Lawrence and Ada Everson on Raymond Street probably a month ago.
Oh, really?
West and Rube, we were out
They
riding
still
around.
live there?
Yeah. And it's a surprise because we've driven by there many years, never seen him, you know. And so he was sitting out on the front step. And Wes was, he said, "Oh, there's Lawrence." And I said, "Oh, let's stop." So we stopped, we went up there, and I asked Lawrence, I said, "Do you remember me?" "No." I said, "Do you remember Helen Sheriff living down here at 510 Raymond?" "Yeah, I do." And I said, "Well, how are you?" And he says, "Fine." He let me get Mama out here, Ada, his wife. So he went and he got her out there, and they really haven't changed all that much.
How old are they now then?
Oh my goodness, what did he say he was? 90?
Oh.
And she's around 88 or something like that. Yeah. And oh, she'd come out and we visited and we visited, and then I had called Wes up there, you know. And we had a nice little visit.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice. I haven't seen him so. And she said Marge lives here. Of course, he's a school teacher here in town, and Mary Lou is from Minneapolis, around Minneapolis. So it's been a long time. Thank goodness. But they really haven't changed. They still look good. Yes, they do. So, oh well.
I don't think so. You'd like it to be, huh?
Uh-huh.
Well, let's see. When you were, you moved out and you got married in 1941.
Yeah.
Who was the minister that did your marriage?
Reverend Nordown and Hayward.
Hayward?
Yeah.
Who, and okay, it was Wes there and Dorothy, right?
Yeah. They were made of on the best time. Married in the parsonage.
And Reverend Nordown, and that was which church over there in Hayward?
No, yeah, it was the Lutheran church.
Oh.
But it was the Lutheran parsonage.
Oh, it was the parsonage.
Yeah, we didn't get married in the church.
Oh.
No, we just had a small little wedding herb, just not much.
And then you got married in 1941, and then where was your first home?
510 and a half Grace Street, right?
Grace?
I don't know the address.
Yeah, 510. I think they said 510 and a half. It was upstairs. We had 2 rooms.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where you're living when you heard Pearl Harbor was bombed, right?
That's right. Yep. And I think Wes was with us, and Mom and Con. Yeah, we were all sitting there playing cards.
We heard it in the morning. And then,
December 7th?
Yeah. And then he didn't declare war.
So that night?
Didn't, Truman.
No, Roosevelt. Roosevelt night. Yeah.
He didn't declare war until, what, it was 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. We were playing cards.
Suppose they had to go and vote on it or whatever.
Well, no, I just think that he had to look the situation over, and then he declared war.
Suppose it was such a mess.
Oh, it was terrible.
Confusing mess at the time.
Yeah, it was terrible.
What was your stomach doing then? I mean, how did you feel about when that
terrible.
happened? Did you know what was in for or
It was
anything?
sad.
No, we were
Did you feel you were into war yet already though, with, you know, the way
No,
Europe
we didn't.
and everything? You just felt that was their problem?
No, we didn't realize.
We didn't
We were young,
understand.
we didn't realize what was actually going on.
No,
You know,
we were young, you know.
It's just about like you and...
War to us meant, you know, until they left for the service,
After
and
a year, then you knew what things were, but at the time you didn't realize.
And then when Wes went to enlist in the service, that really...
And when did Wes enlist?
42.
You know when? Early 42 or?
The following...
July of 42.
Oh, July of 1942.
Yep, he left in
following
July.
year.
Yep.
How did Grandma take that?
Terrible. She didn't want
She
him to
didn't
go.
sign.
In fact, she wouldn't sign.
Oh, that's right.
Josie.
signed.
Oh, that's right. Wes. I remember Wes saying
Right.
that. Yeah. Grandma wouldn't sign. He was too young, right? Or something like that.
He was 17.
Like kid, thin.
Oh, that's right. And that created a big fight with Grandma and Josie, didn't it?
Yeah.
The fact that Josie signed.
Right.
How could they do that? How could Josie sign?
She was
I
in a...
don't think it was legal, but, you know, nobody questioned it, so, you know, it was all right.
I don't know.
I think if Mandy would have...
Contested it.
I think so.
You know, but Mandy wasn't the type of person. You know, and Wes wanted to go, and different, if he didn't want to go, then he wanted to go too.
Yeah.
That's when I really knew we were at war.
Yeah, well, when it starts getting in your own family, you know, that's when...
It was sad.
Did Wes ever, I never really talked to Wes about this. Did he ever go over to overseas during World War II, or did he always get
No,
stuck
he
here?
was here.
He never had to leave America well, during the war.
During that,
I mean, later I know he did.
During the war, he did.
Yeah.
not the
Yeah, he was in Okinawa for 4 years.
Oh, really? During the Korean War?
And then he was in Germany.
Or was this after?
After. But then he was in Germany for 4 years too, but he,
But he never actually saw
No.
Not
active
active
service
duty.
during the war,
No.
I mean, front line or anything like that, or?
nope,
Well, that's good.
you bet.
Hmm. Yeah, he was telling me that he was there, near Roswell when they did the bomb, right? The A-bomb test or something like that.
Okinawa.
Yeah. No, when he was in Roswell, they did that test, they said they took
Oh,
them all
yeah.
outside or something.
South
That-
White Sands.
that's
Rochester,
right.
And they did that test and he went.
Roswell.
That's right, I remember that. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, well, I'll tell you.
That was after the war.
Yeah.
The second.
Oh, well, it was near
Germany.
the end, it was,
It
it must
was
have been
towards
towards the
the
end,
end.
when they were testing before they
Yeah.
bombed
That's
it,
the
Hiroshima.
time they captured scientists from Germany. They
Mm.
didn't want Russia to have them. And they shipped them down there.
Hmm. What were you doing when war was declared over? I mean,
We were farming, we were in the farm, yeah. That was,
where were you at? Was that, oh, that was Upper Lee too, I assume, right? Or-
yeah, we were out here by Hayward,
I don't remember.
on the, Harvey, Foley, Harvey Foley's farm.
Hmm.
He and Harvey Foley,
Hmm.
we were farming.
How did you get the news when that was over?
Over the radio.
Oh, there you go, there's no TVs, yeah.
Hmm. You got the news over the
A
radio.
little box, about it, tubes in there.
Is there a lot of celebrating then, or?
I don't even remember, I think we
I-
went in, because we were working on the farm, you don't.
Yeah,
you know,
no, I
chores.
don't think.
No, I don't think
there
there was a lot of celebrating. I can't remember of it.
And it takes a while for that stuff to soak in. You
Mhm.
just don't, it's just like the war. You didn't realize it until I was in it a while. After it was a war. It's the same way getting over it, you know, it takes a long time to
Yeah.
wind up. And after you get it wound up, it takes a long time to wind down.
Mhm.
So it was a slow process.
Well then, after you were farming, then what, you worked at Kraft Foods. Was that right when you were married?
Yep,
Yep, that was right.
well, right after, not after,
No, that was,
no, wait a minute, no.
yes, it must have
Yes,
been.
it was,
must
but
have
Larry
been,
was, Wayne was just a
He wasn't very old.
couple years old, just 2 years old. 'Cause
How
we-
long did you work there?
Well, we farmed out there by Armstrong first, and then we moved in town.
No,
No? Well, you hauled coal, I know.
I think we moved it. I can't
Oh, we
remember.
did
now.
move down on First Street, when we lived on First Street. When you
What
were
job were
back-
you doing when you got married?
Worked at Wilson's.
Oh, you're working at Wilson's then?
And it hasn't changed one bit from then until now. It's still the old cockroach eating place that it always was.
Huh.
So, yeah,
I got pneumonia right after we were married.
You did?
yep,
Sick for 3 weeks.
Oh,
Right after we
really?
got married.
flat down.
Pneumonia, remember that?
Yeah, and they didn't want him in the hospital because they said they didn't have the care
Oh, really?
that they could get at home, because those sulfa tablets had to be administered every 3 hours. 24 hours, day and night, day and night.
Dad set up for me. I remember one
Really?
of the nights.
Harley's dead.
Did Grandpa Tom, you know?
Yeah, and he sat there and helped me,
Oh,
you know,
really?
because it had to be, otherwise I'd be,
I was running the temperature.
yeah.
Gosh, I
Lost all the skin in his hands.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, skin was beautiful.
Oh.
He was, the temperature, he was out of his head 3 days.
Oh.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah.
Grandpa Tom's gonna help, huh?
Mhm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Remember that old frying pan we got downstairs, that black heavy metal one?
Like a cast iron?
Cast iron,
Mhm.
That was given to us for our
wedding
wedding.
anniversary, wedding
Yeah.
gift. That was from Harley's mom and dad.
Oh, really?
Yep.
For our wedding
Oh.
gift.
Mhm.
Well, you'll have to point that one out and mark it.
Or
or something,
cooking or
so I can
beating
know
each other
that.
over the head.
Beating each other over the head.
Yeah.
You'll have to tell me which one that is and mark it.
Oh, we
so-
used that for years. Years. That's very good for potato fry to do. You get that iron hot, that'll really.
Cast
Yeah.
iron is the best, you know, for
Oh.
frying.
Well, did you have an open house like or anything?
Oh,
or-
no.
Oh, no.
We had no showers,
No
no
showers,
nothing.
never.
What we
no-
got, we bought
We bought.
ourselves.
Hmm. No shower, no nothing?
Nope.
Nope.
Mom gave us a set of dishes, and his mom Dad gave us the frying pan.
Then it was something
And
else.
Who gave you the pressure cooker, or did you?
No, we
You
bought
bought
You
that.
bought that?
And the first thing that we bought when we were married was a radio.
Oh, yeah?
I got back to work and I got paid the first time and I went up to
Gambles.
Gamble.
On the way back,
Uh-huh.
back.
Downtown.
Yeah, the radius was high. It was $25 or $28, a little bit of a.
Yeah, that would have been quite a bit of money then, huh?
Oh, my.
Oh, that was a week's pay.
It was like buying a pretty expensive TV now, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
And where we lived, it was
Mm.
cute. We would play it at night, you know, we'd
Mhm.
leave it on till we go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And the old landlady, Josephine Hudson, she would go out, pull the fuse, pull the current, so we didn't have no
Ah.
electricity. She didn't want us to burn electricity,
Ah.
because it was a furnished apartment, you know.
Uh-huh, and she
utility.
paid the utilities.
And,
Ah.
The radio we played.
and she'd play, and she'd come out and pull the switch
Ah.
down, so we didn't get anything, you know. And I'd wait and listen till she went back to sleep, and I'd run back out, because it was right over our door, you know, and I'd come out and I'd run up and I'd push it back up and we'd turn it on. And we did that for many nights. Finally, she didn't even bother, because we kept the radio down low, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah, it was. Then she was the one that introduced us to the pressure cooker.
She'd bring over
Oh, we'd
Heat
smell that,
soup.
yeah.
like potatoes and meat all cooked in one. She was all one. We never knew what a pressure cooker was. So then, I go, she brought over, she said, you should get one of these. So we went uptown, we still use the same thing.
Still have it,
Still
still got it here now.
Yeah. And, boy, that's all we cooked on for
Yeah.
almost a
Oh,
year. We got so sick of
we
it.
got so sick of pressure cookers, I tell you.
Then
we
we put it away and never used it for many years.
Many
Well, that was a newfangled contrivance like a microwave or
That's
something
right,
back
yeah,
then.
Right.
it was, well, it was one
Cook
pot.
everything together in
Everything
one
together, you
meal.
only cleaned one pot.
Mhm.
That
Oh,
was
that
a
was, and
big
it was
deal.
good. When we first started, it was
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
And they still are.
Yeah, if you don't have it, but maybe
Yeah.
once a month.
Yeah.
But you get boiled dinners, they're good.
Mhm.
Potatoes and
Yeah.
carrots, the meat all mixes
Mhm.
together. It's good.
It's funny how you start using it, you use it a lot, and all of a sudden you put it away,
Yep.
you put it away for
Yep.
a long time
Yeah,
again.
right.
too.
Yeah.
And then after you bought ours, God, we've had it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get tired of it,
Then
though.
after
We haven't had
a
it for a
while,
while
now
now.
it tastes good again.
Yeah.
And now
Good
we'll do
to,
it again when
yeah,
that-
it would be.
Yeah, it's making me hungry, think about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, Ruby, when we can beets now with beet pickles, she used a pressure cooker for cooking your
Oh,
beets.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Boy, did that ever work slick.
Mm.
It's real quick.
Yeah.
Who did you get the goblets from? I know you got those for
Oh,
your wedding,
Beatty,
but,
Beatty,
well, that's who you got, Beatty and Lloyd.
Lloyd. Yeah, we're
Did you get
still-
anything from Josie or
I'm sure we did.
I'm sure we did, but
Grandpa Bill, or
Grandma
I
John,
think we got, I think we got some money from Grandpa. I think
I
we got
can't-
$5.
I can't remember, I can't.
Yeah, I think it was $5.
Nobody had. to
That
use it.
was,
Yeah.
Nobody had
That
to
That
use
was
it.
a lot of
back then,
money.
no kidding.
Yeah.
We paid, our apartment was, we paid $25 a month.
furnished, but it was only 2 rooms.
It's only 2 rooms.
But you made how much?
I
Probably
can't,
$30. a week.
no, at that time, it was getting more than that.
30 a week, wasn't
I can't remember.
it? It wasn't much, I know that.
What, paid by the hour? I know, what's her name, your friend?
It was better paid than the average.
Which
was
one?
paid.
Yeah.
That's why I
Elvie.
stayed there.
Oh, Dorothy and Elvie, yeah.
She was saying when Grandma was working at Phil's Cafe, her and Grandma were making 10 cents an hour.
Right. She worked at Mom.
Yeah.
A lot of help was 25 cents.
Oh, really?
But waitresses were,
That is so
Nothing.
silly.
Yeah.
Work 40 hours a week and get $4.
You wouldn't believe it, really.
boy,
But-
I'm saying.
Milk was 10 cents a quart,
Mhm.
you know.
Prices were different.
Oh,
Yeah,
my.
you
Living
know,
expenses
coffee,
different.
nickel, you know, and
Yeah.
you could go uptown and get a good meal for 75 cents.
Hmm. What were the restaurants you frequented? You remember?
Phil's Cafe, the
Phil's
Banquet
Cafe.
Cafe, Home
Where
Cafe.
was the banquet and the home cafe? Where were they?
Home Cafe was on Clark Street, the Banquet Cafe was on, Trish, Mom worked it all these years.
You know where that
Yeah.
cigar store is?
Huff and Puff,
You know where the cigar store
Bob's
is?
Cigar store?
yeah, Bob's Cigar.
Or Bob's Cigar Store,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that was the Banquet
That
Cafe.
Well, that was the banquet
That-
cafe.
But they moved in after the banquet.
Ah.
And then Home Cafe was on Park Street, and,
What's
the
there
Dane
now?
Dump, the Dane Dump.
And I remember the Dane Dump, I think, that was
That's
that
in
with the
Park
Park
Street.
Street Cafe?
Right.
Yeah. But it's not where it is now though,
Or the
right?
Thompson.
Was down farther, wasn't it, or something?
The Dane Dump is right next to the VFW now town.
Are you familiar with the Western shop there on Park Street? That Western?
Mm-hmm.
That's where they is.
Oh, is that where it was? It was down over.
It could have been a door.
The Home
Yeah, but right in
Cafe,
there, huh?
the Home Cafe is where Chef's Cafe is.
Oh.
And that's where we went in to eat one night, and old Tilly Lynn Hardy. You don't.
Tilly Lynn Hardy?
Tilly Lynn Hardy. Yeah, she was a tough old babe that worked out at the plant, you know.
Uh-huh.
And we'd gone in to have supper there. So he's walking in, here comes Dad, he walks in, he happened to leave the door open. It didn't shut, you know, it didn't have a big spring on it.
Uh-huh.
And she comes up and she says, "What's the matter with you? Were you born in the barn?" He turns around and says, "Yeah, and every time I get near you, it smells like home." She got up out of her chair, and the owner of the home, was that Otto?
Oh, yeah?
Oh, Otto Thompson come, and she says, he told Tilly, he says, "You go back, you sit down." And he comes back, he says, "You shouldn't say things like that." I'll never forget that, because she was just coming back there, you know.
Young and cotton.
And I thought, oh.
This was back in the 40s?
Yeah, oh yeah. I think it was probably
We
40.
weren't married.
I don't think
Oh,
we
you were dating at the
Yeah, I
time?
think we
We
Oh.
were.
weren't married.
I don't think we
Ah.
Because
were.
I would, you know, pick her up, we'd go out for
So
supper.
we go out to supper.
And you were showing
That's all
off
I
for your
could afford.
girlfriend, huh?
Yeah.
Right?
Being smart.
Showing off.
That's right.
Smart Alec, you know.
But I thought he was going to get clobbered. I
I
was
had
so
no fear
scared.
going there.
Yeah.
You know, I could run faster than she could, and I knew it.
Yeah.
Well, you two met, what, roller skating?
Mm-hmm. Down at the old Carl's roller rink.
And where was that at?
The Streeters.
Yeah.
Streeters? Oh, down there? Was it roller rink down there?
Portable, Kent.
Oh, it was portable.
Yep. That's where he coming.
I don't remember.
What, Dad asked you to roller skate with him or something?
Sure did, and then I got up to skate, and he stuck his foot out.
I don't really remember that.
And I fell down. Oh, I'll never, I was so mad at him, I could have just hit him.
I don't remember that, really.
You don't wanna.
No, I don't remember, honestly.
You're naughty.
He was teasing.
You are naughty, just a
Flirt.
naughty kid.
And you were what, about 14 then, or
Yeah, 15.
15?
No.
You got married at age 15.
16.
Did you know him long?
16.
No, you were 15 when you got married.
For 2 years. So how old was I then?
13.
13. Getting younger all the time. Yeah.
So you've known each
Well,
other
really.
your whole lives.
Well, see, I was 16 in November.
Yeah,
We
you were
married
almost
up-
16.
Oh, I saw just a matter of a
Yeah.
few days.
Yeah.
So really it was 16, which is much too young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
No,
Donnie,
you
you
hear
hear this,
that?
Donnie.
No kid, no granddaughter is going to get married at 16 or even 18. You'll hear
They
that?
don't get married till they're 70.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
that
think
girl.
about it for 20 years.
There you go.
I'm telling you this, Donnie. Don't do as Grandma did. Do as I tell you.
Don't do that. Just do
But,
it.
but before then, you tried running away, right? Over to Wisconsin.
We were going on a trip.
And Dad don't want to be reminded, right?
We were just going on a trip.
No,
We come
no,
home.
no, I found a note.
I don't remember that.
Says,
Yeah.
says Harley and I have run away to get married. We love you, Mom, or something like that. Mr. Grandma.
That's not the letter.
What is that?
I don't remember that.
You ran away and you got caught over in Wisconsin.
Yep. We were in a parade.
Is that what happened?
Yep.
You got in a parade?
We went over to see Elma Tuttle.
That's true.
You know, he says he knows Elma Tuttle in Milwaukee. I says, let's go see her. So I decided, let's just pack our bag and run, because I was having problems with Grandpa.
Yeah.
He was so mean and so nasty, and he was taking it all on Mom. And
Wasn't that working then?
sure,
Was
you're
that-
working on Wilson's.
Was that laid off then?
I think you were.
I don't.
Yeah, I think you were. But anyway, we went over there. We got in on the. They put us in our old clunky car. We went.
What kind of car was it?
Model A4.
Model A? A Model A? All the way from here to Wisconsin?
Oh,
Jeez, how
Run
long did
like
that
a
take
top.
to get? I mean, how fast could it go?
50.
Oh, it did go
Oh,
50. You went 50 back then, huh?
Every 100 miles you put a quart of oil in it. And it had Had glass bottles, you know, with
Oh,
them stems on.
yeah.
I had a case of it. So I did every 100 miles, I knew how many quarts it would take to get there.
So then we got over to Milwaukee and there was a big parade going on. And they must have thought we were a classic. So they just had us go right down the parade with them. And then we stopped and asked.
You were waving in a parade then?
No, we weren't. No, we were just riding behind the parade.
Oh, you were behind the parade?
Well, we were mixed
You were
in
in
with
it,
it. They just pushed us right in there, and we just went right on down the parade. Then we pulled off, and then,
in a parade route.
and then we pulled off, and we asked the policeman, where was Elma Tuttle? Where did Elma Tuttle have her restaurant? Did she have a restaurant?
I don't remember.
Yeah, she had a restaurant out there, and we were going to go see her.
Now,
And
who's this Elma Tuttle, by the way?
it was a
Down on River Street.
yeah,
Jane.
well, she'd be a
Oh.
friend, a real good friend
Mhm.
of
And she moved there then, huh?
Mm-hmm. And she had a restaurant out there.
Hmm.
And we were going to go and visit with her. And we asked the policeman where Elma Tuttle lived. Well, then he got nasty and wanted to know our driver's license and how old we were and what we were doing there. And he said, we'll have to take
Because you had
you.
Minnesota plates probably, huh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he thought, he assumed we were running away,
Huh.
which we really weren't. We were going
I
over there to...
didn't have no way of knowing whose car it was either.
No, he didn't have no identification,
Oh.
registration of the car or anything.
Oh.
So he thought it was the cops that must have thought we were kidnapping or some crazy thing, you know. So they called home. They got a hold of Charlie. Big Ole.
Did you give him your phone number?
Sure.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah, we gave him where we lived and everything.
And the police chief,
We told him who we know.
they
We
called
know.
home and he says, send them back right away.
Yeah.
That's all he
Give
said.
them-
Oh, really?
So they gave us a police escort all the way out south.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah,
You had to come back home, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, well, we intended to.
Yeah.
We didn't really, we had no intentions of doing anything, you know? But we just, I left a note to tell them that where we were going and
Yeah.
I
what we
thought you
going.
ran away to get married. You know
Oh, no,
to
no,
get
no,
married.
no. No, we had no intention of getting married. No, we were just going to go, you know how kids take off and go.
To Milwaukee?
To Milwaukee, we were going to go see Elma. Yeah.
But
Oh,
that thing
that was-
would, every 100 miles.
So what did Grandpa Tom say when you got back?
Dumb kids.
Dumb kids. Scared the hell out of both of them, though.
Yeah.
Both Mom and Nellie,
And
mother.
Selma was there too.
Was Selma here?
Was home when
Was
we
she?
got home.
Oh, yeah? Selma was there too, huh?
Yeah, I don't remember that. I just went home and...
So that took the edge off in the hell.
There you go. Had company.
Couldn't give you
with
too
him.
much trouble
No.
over there, huh?
Yeah, I lucked out.
Oh.
No, we didn't.
So how did you ask Mom to marry you?
Oh, I don't. Oh, I don't.
It was just assumed, huh?
I
Yeah.
think it was
Yeah.
mutual agreement.
There was no
Well,
really proposal.
No. Well, let's
I
get
don't
married.
remember,
Okay,
yeah.
that was it.
Dumb
Big
kids.
deal.
Dumb kids.
I got no diamond,
Nope.
got nothing.
Didn't have any money.
Nope. Nope. No diamond, no nothing.
You did get it. A suit.
Yeah. I
That's
got
your
me a
wedding suit?
plaid suit. that you
Every
bought
time
it.
we see a plaid suit, I think of that.
He bought me my suit
Oh, yeah?
for the wedding, because we couldn't even afford anything to get married in.
Yeah.
So, and then that beautiful
Goofy hat.
big hat. Everybody had to have a hat.
Yeah, everybody had that.
Never forget that.
Ah!
God, everybody in church wore hats.
You didn't go to church without a hat.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But that's
Hmm.
about it.
Yeah. Nope. I did get a wedding ring.
When was that?
$5.
Before the wedding? Or eventually?
No, I got a wedding ring at the wedding.
Oh, yeah?
When I got married, he gave me that $5 ring.
Didn't have any money. You was lucky to get that.
At least it wasn't
What
a
one
cigar
was that?
wrapper. Huh?
What ring was that?
A little gold.
Is that the
ring.
one you still have?
No.
No.
You don't have that anymore?
You lost it.
No, I didn't lose it. It just wore out.